praise. You are worthy, Lord. You are powerful, Jesus.
Amen. All right, we're going to finish off what we started, Luke chapter 8, 22 to 25. And then we're going to just quickly run over and wrap up. It says, one day Jesus said to his disciples, let us go over to the other side of the lake. And so they got into a boat and set out. And as they sailed, he fell asleep. Important. We're going to talk about that sometime. He fell asleep. A squall came down on the lake, or a storm came down on the lake, so that the boat was being swamped. And they were in great danger. The disciples went and woke him, saying, Master, Master, we're going to drown. He got up and rebuked the wind and the raging waters. The storms subsided, and all was calm. Where is your faith? He asked his disciples. In fear and amazement, they asked one another, who is this? He commands even the winds and the water, and they obey him. The title of my sermon is Facing Your Storm. Amen. Facing your storm. As I said, every one of us will go through storms in life. And you know what? You won't only go through one storm. There are seasons for storms. Amen. They come in seasons. Amen. You know, there's a little bit of a reprieve and then the storm comes. Amen. None of us like it, but it happens because life happens, isn't it? It's not as if God orchestrates the storms, but He uses the storm in our lives to help us. All right? Having said that, let me give you the first quote so that we can understand. If you want to build high, you have to start by digging deep. And so God uses the storm to help us to dig deep. Amen? But you know what? You can't dig deep if you don't have an understanding of what is required. Amen? We need to know what is required. And when we know what is required, we can dig deep so that we can build high. How many of you here, don't put up your hands, but how many of you here believe that you have a high calling? Okay? If you have a high calling, let me tell you something. You need to have a strong foundation. And if you have a strong foundation, it means that you need to dig deep. Amen. Next one quickly. God does not test you with evil. He tests you with obedience. The storm wasn't evil. The wind blows. It blows. It will blow. Okay? And the ship was on the ocean or on the lake. It was where the water was. Nothing was out of place. He just happened to use the elements to teach his disciples something. Amen? And I can tell you now, God is going to use the everyday stuff to teach us. He's not going to use extraordinary things to teach us. He's going to use the ordinary things to teach us, to help us, to assist us to dig deep. Amen. Last one quickly. Mountaintops inspire leaders, but valleys mature them. Mountaintops inspire leaders, but valleys mature them. We need the valleys as much as we don't like it. You know what the valley is? The valley is that low place. Let me tell you something about the valley. Sometimes when you're in the valley, it's very hard to hear God. And sometimes when you're in the valley, it's very hard to